Welcome back, Teri. Holy Hannah. It's been a
Wow.
while.
I have missed you.
Me too. I missed you a bunch.
And it's been, oh my God. Some of this stuff has dragged out so long.
I
The
know it.
storyline.
I know.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
But I put a hiatus you and I did, and Luann and I did on Soapdish for Young and Restless, and that one really dragged on. Now all of a sudden that storyline's starting to pick up. So
oh, well, good.
I'm considering bringing another Soapdish out of retirement. Not
There you
retirement, but
go.
we were on a long, gated hiatus.
Yeah. Well, let's
So
see what you got here,
let's get
bud.
at it.
All
Okay.
right.
Well, I'm going to first, Terry, just kind of do a real quick recap because, we
Mm-hmm.
were going back quite a ways for you and I as far as podcasting. So let's do that. So the Hope and Carter takeover, let's talk about that first, the Forrester Creations. So Daphne was brought into the little, I call her the sex pot. Daphne was brought into Forrester by Steffy to break up Carter and Hope, and guilt. Basically, she did a lot of guilting Carter and Hope for stealing Forrester Creations. So that storyline went on for quite a while we were not podcasting.
Yes.
The fallout and guilt kind of caught up to Carter kind of over time there, and went on. I don't know, what would you say, Terry? Several weeks, I suppose, right?
Well, at least.
Yeah,
It felt like forever.
it
And
felt like
and
forever.
Hope was such a snot. She
I know.
was, yeah. But
Yep. Yep.
okay.
Suzette doesn't like my wife. Suzette doesn't really care for Hope too much.
That may change.
It might change. We'll see.
Okay, we'll see.
She's turning into a saint all of a sudden. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the funny thing. So it turns out that Daphne really does have feelings for Carter, and
Mm-hmm.
she's been turning on the sex appeal to Carter quite a bit.
Oof.
I
Yeah.
kept thinking, Terry, he's a man. He's going to give in, but he never did.
No, I know. I was thinking the same thing. I thought, yeah, he's gonna give in, especially when he saw the.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk
Yeah.
about that.
We get into that in a minute here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk a little bit about Brooke, too, going backwards here. So Brooke is going full press on trying to get Ridge back. Can she be any more obvious?
Oh no, she's clearly head on, and Eric was helping her.
I know.
And that surprise gown that she wore,
The
yeah,
showstopper,
the showstopper, a wedding gown. I
the
mean,
ultimate
come on,
showstopper.
but yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to get your thoughts on this, Terry. But Ridge, I like his blank response. He
Yeah.
just kind of does this. Today he actually kind of broke into a smile a couple times, and I'm thinking he's actually really enjoying this.
Oh, he is.
Don't you think?
Definitely. Oh, full on. He's got two women.
He's got two women just falling all over him.
Hmm.
That's fun.
Yeah. That's rough, isn't
All
it?
right.
I mean, you
Ah,
would
it's
know,
fine.
right?
It's tough. It's tough all over again. Yeah, I would know. Yeah, I would know. So far, Ridge is resisting Brooke, and I want to get another response from you about: is it me or did he shave his face?
He shaved. Yeah.
What did he have? My observation skills are failing
It
now. I've been
was
retired a long time.
it was pretty close cropped.
That's what I thought.
I actually preferred it.
I do too. I don't like him with the clean look.
Mm-mm. No, but maybe it got itchy.
Yeah. Or there's a new trend starting out in Hollywood because
Oh,
everything kind of comes out of Hollywood, Terry.
true. True.
All right. So the newer storyline that let's talk about is Liam. Back when this is weeks ago now, but he passed out over at his father's place, Dollar Bill Spencer's,
That
and
was dramatic.
that was dramatic.
Yeah.
And Bill was just railing on him, and I thought, oh God, is he having a stroke or what's the deal?
Yes.
And then he passes out outside after he storms out of the house. And who would find him but our
Natch.
dear friend Steffy?
Because she was so ticked off at Bill for saving Luna, which is like, what the? I was going to use a bad word.
It's a podcast here.
WTF. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
All right. Yeah, no, I agree. So he's rushed to the hospital, Liam is, and a whole bunch of tests are run on him, and our favorite doctor, Dr. Buckingham's back. Yes. So Dr. Buckingham is a specialist, and she reveals that he has an inoperable brain tumor. So that's what we find out.
Yeah.
Of course, Steffi knows the diagnosis because she found him and she's there. She's there kind of throughout that whole deal. Liam, at this point, now, again, going back, Liam is choosing to keep the bad news really close to the vest, and he's not wanting Hope to know. Steffi knows, obviously, Dr. Finn knows, and that's it for now, really. Steffi and Hope reveals that to Steffi, obviously, that I don't want Liam to know, while Steffi kind of takes it upon herself, and I think she's right in this case.
Oh, she was absolutely right. Yes.
She goes over and tells Liam, and then Hope then talks to Liam, and after she knows that he's dying from this brain tumor, and they have a conversation that sounded a little juicy, but it was all in
Well, she loves him, and he's
loves him.
dying.
Right.
So she wanted.
She tells
to be
him
there
she
for
loves
him.
him. She tells him she wants to spend time with him, with Liam, whatever. And what happens, Teri? But what always happens on our soap, they're overheard.
Yes, because the door is open.
The door's always open. Always open.
Right.
So Carter's standing outside. He overhears all this, and now he's pissed. And so when we get to this in a second, I got to tell you what I thought was going to happen at this point. But Carter then ends up asking Hope to come over to his place. And so then I thought, Teri, at this point, that I thought Daphne might, but I knew this because they had shown her, but earlier, like yesterday, I thought, oh, shit. I bet Daphne's upstairs. I expected she's coming down in a negligee.
Yes.
When
I
Hope
did
is
too.
there.
Yes. Yes. But I was pleasantly surprised that she didn't. Because and I was also shocked that they told the truth. That he told her, I overheard you, and then she, well, as you have here, she tells the truth to Carter. And that made me feel good. That was like, good. Because I'm tired of the Daphne. I don't care for her character. I don't particularly like her. She's a little too the nose. She's a little too much to me. But I don't know. What do you think? You're the guy.
I like her. I like her.
Okay. All right.
No, I know exactly what you're saying, Teri. I mean, what they did is they played this, how would I call it, the sex appeal thing up to no end. I mean,
Yes.
okay, we get the idea here, but you're right in that they just,
She's mesmerizing.
oh, she's just mesmerizing. It's just magical. It's like going to
Yes.
Disney World.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
anyway, that's
All right.
yeah. I see. I know where you're coming from. I get that totally. All right. So let's talk about today. So today, Steffi, Dr. Finn, and Liam meet with Dr. Buckingham. I was thinking about this meeting, Teri, and I'm like, I'm trying to think. If I'm dying, I don't know that I want the room full of Steffy and, I guess I can kind of see it because Dr. Finn's his doctor, supposedly. But it's a little weird. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
This whole thing, it's always discussed amongst a group. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I think so too.
All right. So the option that they went into this meeting thinking that, maybe there's a miracle. Maybe there's a cure we don't know about.
Which is what you would expect.
Yeah.
The way it was
she's calling
presented.
this meeting kind of suddenly.
Yep.
So, yeah, you'd kind of think maybe that was the case. All right, so what Dr. Buckingham laid out is that there's another option to have chemo and radiation to slow down the progression of the tumor in his brain. But she also advised that there could be some side effects, nausea, fatigue, etc. Steffy, of course, I shouldn't say of course, we didn't know this, but it doesn't surprise me. Steffy was strongly encouraging Liam to extend his life by going through this chemo radiation. And I think Liam's kind of, as of today anyway, was kind of leaning against it. What do you think about all that?
Well, I think he was too, and I think he brought up a good point because he saw his mom suffer through the radiation and the chemotherapy, and it does decrease your quality of life. So what do you choose? Do you choose quality of life or length of life? But if you don't have that quality, how do you spend that time with your children, especially when they're as young as they are? I think that would be a really difficult decision to make.
I agree.
I might lean the same way Liam is.
I think I would too. And of course, you can't say unless you're in that position. But just
exactly.
given the options that are available there, I agree with you. I think I would say, you know what, I'm gonna have as much fun and do as much stuff as I can.
Yeah.
But I want my health to do that, so I'm not going through that.
Yes. Yeah.
I think so.
It's chemo and radiation are nasty.
Really nasty.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it will be. Predictions and thoughts. That's where we are.
So with Carter, I think that is going to go fine, but I think that Deacon, not knowing circumstances, is going to come unglued again. And Ridge is also wondering what the hell happened that Steffy is suddenly embracing hope. There's more. He knows there's more to it.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's. I think next week we're gonna find out that maybe this week. I don't know. It's dragged on so long, but I think that everybody's gonna find out pretty soon. What I'm wondering is, what is Bill gonna do? Because Bill is going to find out. And I thought in that one moment when they met at El Giardino, I thought Liam was going to tell him.
I did too, Teri.
And it was very heartfelt. That was a great scene.
It was.
And I thought he was going to tell him, but no. The other great scene I want to mention is Steffy going to Hope and talking to her. That was very emotional, and I thought it was very, very well done.
I agree.
I really, that was good.
Yes.
And hopefully it will last.
Yeah. I agree, Teri, because the emotions
twist.
they were showing, I always think that when I see scenes like that and they're done well, like you just mentioned, is that it's interesting to me how they can act that out.
Yes.
Especially when you got cameras rolling and there's a bunch of producers and directors and stuff behind the scenes. And I'm thinking, how the hell do you keep it? I mean, to where you can actually show physical emotion, cry, and it's very. I think that's really good acting. I agree with you.
Yes. Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that they still keep going with Steffi clearly pregnant
I meant to
in
bring
real
that up.
life.
Thank you. I didn't.
Yeah.
Again, I'm slipping on my skills, Teri, because it was brought to my attention recently that she's pregnant, Steffi.
Seriously?
And then I thought I missed Teri and Luann because they would tell me this.
Oh, yeah.
Because we haven't been podcasting. So I'm like,
You might want to sharpen up those investigative
so,
skills.
Well, now that if we're going to podcast again more, I'll have to,
Yes.
brushing up on those skills a bit.
There you go.
What do you think, Teri, about where's the bridge thing going?
I think they're going to get back together. But I think the problem with that is it's going to break Steffi. And then is there going to be more conflict between Hope and Steffi because of their mothers?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, right. Taylor all of a sudden gets shuttered again.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I do think that Taylor knows she doesn't have a chance with Ridge. And I think she saw that in particular at the fashion show, even before the showstopper thing.
Yep.
You could see her totally out of her element, getting in people's way. She didn't know what to do with it, so she couldn't relate to Ridge the same way that Brooke can. So maybe she'll make the choice. Maybe her and Bill will get together.
You and I talked about that a long time ago, and I think maybe we both did. I think we predicted that that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Teri, but I cannot get used to this Taylor.
Yeah.
Is it just me?
No, it's not. I like the other
I don't even
Taylor
mean to
better,
say
too.
she's a bad, horrible actor, because I don't know that that's the case. She just doesn't fit the role to me. But
she doesn't. And the poor thing has to wear heels that are
I know, she's
4
really
inches.
short, right?
She's very short. She's a really tiny woman.
Yeah, she's very
So
tiny.
it doesn't have the same feel. But, oh well.
Yeah,
We'll have
it is
to
what
get
it
used
is.
to her. But what I'm curious with you is, what do you think, or when do you think Deacon is going to find out that Sheila's been lying to him about Luna?
Yeah, they've kind of put that story on the back burner because that story kind of developed while all this other stuff was going on. They haven't dealt with it, but you're right, Teri. That'll be interesting because they're going to get caught. I mean, it's a question of when they pick up that storyline again.
Yes, and Luna, I think, is absolutely going to go after Steffi again.
She's crazy.
She is batshit crazy.
She's just crazy enough. She also knows how to kind of hide it. Well, like
Yes.
Sheila's that way, just kind of able to make it look like they function normally, but they don't. I mean, there's always something going on behind the scenes,
Yeah. I think Luna is also going to trick Will. Just like she did Zende. She's going to give him a drug.
Yep.
And
That's what I
he's
was going to
not-
say, Teri. She's going to drug him.
Yeah.
She's going to mix a cocktail, and then she's going to slip a Mickey in there.
Yes. And what's her name?
Jeez. Will's girlfriend?
Yes.
Uh,
Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, she's gonna find him, and it's gonna be this, kind of thing. But
yeah, I can see that. That'll happen. Yep.
Yeah.
It'll be kind of a repeat of, what was that? When Luna slept with, what's his name?
Zende.
No, Zende's brother. Or Zende, I'm sorry. When she was dating Zende's brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or cousin, I guess it is. Huh?
Cousin. Yeah.
Who can keep it all
But
straight,
you
Teri,
know
for
what?
God's
You know
sakes?
what's so funny is Luna goes in there. One of the scenes that I thought was just totally ridiculous. She turns up at Forrester Creations wearing a stupid mustache
Yeah, remember
that
that?
was clearly, and brings a pizza to Will. And it's like, did you really? That was so pathetic. Oh, I had this really great costume. It's really great disguise.
That would be a bad costume at a costume party.
Yes.
That was really cheesy, Teri. That was bad.
Terrible. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
I forgot about that. That was funny. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes there was a couple of instances of that recently where I'm like, come on, you guys. I mean, it was just something that happened, and I'm like, I wish I could remember now. I should have wrote it down. But it was something where it's like, that's why it's a soap, because,
Yes.
you know, sometimes they do storylines, and they're pretty good, and it's like you said, that scene that was so good between Steffy and Hope, where, you know, they really, but then all of a sudden they'll have something stupid like that, or something
Yes.
else that happens, and it's like, really?
Yes. And I think actually Katie, I can't remember her real name, but Katie had apparently been writing some of the storyline.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know if it was the last few weeks that she had written some of the
I wonder
storyline.
why that, you know, if they just gave her a chance, or if there's something going on there, or what.
I don't know.
Weird.
I don't know.
Heather Toms.
Yes. Heather Toms.
Toms?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Thomes or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, her brother used to play Billy on The Young and the Restless. Her real brother in real life. Yeah.
Okay. Acting family.
He was probably the best Billy, although the Billy on Young and Restless is pretty good right now too. But her brother was a good actor too. He had good chops.
Okay. Well, so the next thing is when Steffi does go on maternity leave, is that
what are they going to do with that?
They're going that's when I think Luna may end up kidnapping Steffi.
To get her off the
Again.
show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's my prediction.
She'll spend her maternity leave as a hostage.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Whew.
I'm glad you brought that up, though, because that's a good question. I was going to ask you that as far as what do you think they're going to do with Steffi, with her being, because they'll write her out somewhere. This has got to be what, Teri, about? I haven't researched that. How many kids does she have now? Like 5?
No, I think this will be 6.
Whoa. She can start
How
a
that
basketball
woman
team.
still looks like she does.
Yeah, I know.
Whoa.
She spends a lot of time in the gym, I think.
Yeah, definitely. She clearly eats healthy.
Eats well. Yeah. She must, yeah. No doubt.
Yes.
All right. So how about Eric? Let's talk about him a lot. You know,
Yeah.
I want to. So he, you know, remarkably absent. I've always liked Eric on the show. I wish that.
Mm-hmm.
I like it when he's involved in the storyline, I guess.
Yes. And the last thing was him
And
trying
he's the
to...
honey bear, Teri.
Oh, God. Those scenes with the honey porta, oh, God. I miss those days, actually, because they were so out of this world, quirky, silly.
I agree.
You could laugh at it.
Right.
But, yeah.
Yep.
I think they've taken themselves too seriously.
They kind of do, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were going to say something else. One other thing you said.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. Well, that happened.
Well, it's been so long since we've had...
I know. And we covered a lot of ground. So I want to bring one last thing up, Teri. Is that Liam, I had read, now this is months ago, I had read that Liam's contract had not been renewed. And I read that Carter's contract had not been renewed.
Really?
So, and I thought for a while, you know, it was looking like they're going to write them both, you know, they're both going to be gone. They're going to write them off. Because I thought Carter was going to leave for, when he was going to go to France, right? Mm-hmm. When he was going to leave. Yes. I thought, okay, that's his exit, but it didn't happen. And then now Liam, I don't know if there's a miracle coming. Do you think?
No.
No?
I don't think so, because I heard I saw somewhere that he's going to another show.
No.
He's going to another soap. So I think they're gonna.
No,
I
we'll write
think
him
he's
off.
done. I think he's
He's
done.
been a mainstay character for a lot of years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He has.
Okay.
And what I'm curious about is what's happened with Wyatt.
Yeah.
You know, he's been out. Will Wyatt
It's been
come
over
back?
a year, don't you? I mean, it's been a year and a half, don't you think?
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked when Will was on the show. Don't you think though that they always have to consider payroll on these things? I mean, you end up with so many actors that you just.
That's
I
a
don't
good
know.
point. That's a good point. I don't know.
These are problems for people that are, way above my pay grade, Teri.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Well, we covered a lot. So let's leave it there. It's good to see you again. It was
You
fun
too.
to podcast.
Yeah.
Until we dish again.
Keep it sudsy.
And we're out.